True believers in Jesus as Savior and Lord are called God's children, and we're called Jesus' brethren by the great legal act of adoption. Once the enmity is taken away, once the wrath is gone, once our sin is nailed to the cross, God then takes us into his own family. Westminster Confession of Faith, chapter 12. When a sinner believes the gospel, they're justified, and then they're adopted into God's family. And he's forever unashamed to call us his brethren and God's children. We're forever identified that way. No religions in the world have such familiarity with their deities. None of their deities were unapproachably holy in the ancient world. The Roman and Greek deities were nothing like that. In fact, the gods of ancient Rome, Greece, Egypt, and Canaan, they tended to be every bit as evil as the humans that invented them. Deities invented by humanity are more aloof cosmic powers and forces than anything personally concerned about us. The true God, the God that really exists, the God that really made the world, is deeply concerned about humanity. Buddhism has no deity at all, no God whatsoever, but calls us simply to live by the impersonal force of karma. The true God, however, is personal, and he's holy and righteous and just. Thankfully, he's also compassionate, loving, fatherly, merciful, and kind. The human race that he created, however, since we rebelled, we've become very wicked, very sinful, and we are the ones that have no interest in him. God takes an interest in his people. We have no interest in him until he comes and gets us. In fact, man's religions seem to have one common goal, and that is to run from the true God and hide our sin, just like Adam and Eve did after they rebelled. They went and hid. They heard the sound of God coming towards them in some kind of physical form. He must have had fellowship with them on a regular basis, and when they heard the sound of him coming, they ran away. They were afraid. They hid themselves. That's really what mankind's been doing ever since. Hiding God the Son, the infinite, eternal, unchangeable God. He dressed himself in fallen humanity, and he became exactly like us in every way, flesh and blood, so that he could redeem us and save us and bring us to be with him in heavenly glory, so he could call us his brothers, so he could call us God's children. All this was paid for by the same God who, in the person of Jesus, underwent the very wrath and punishment due to us, so we could enjoy him for eternity, free from the sin that we plunged ourselves into. So I ask, what God is there among man's religions who is like this? In this passage here, we see this divine Son who is addressed by the Father in the Psalms as, "Your throne, O God, is forever." This Son who is worshipped by the angels. This Son who, we're told in Hebrews 2, laid the foundation of the earth in the beginning. This Son who created the heavens with his own hands and who will remain long after the heavens have perished. This divine Son, our Creator, dressed himself in a true body and a reasonable soul in order to do several things that are spelled out in this passage. He came to destroy, to set free, to help the seed of Abraham, to make propitiation, and to aid us. He did those 5 things. We're going to see all 5 of those in this great passage. Let's look at the first thing. He came to destroy something first. Verse 14. Therefore, since the children share in flesh and blood, he himself likewise also partook of the same, that through death he might render powerless, the ESV says destroy, him who has the power of death, that is, the devil.